If you don't want it, don't say it. Part 2. Hi, I'm Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and this is On the Wings of Your Mind. Now, we're continuing discussion today of the subject, if you don't want it, then don't say it. Yesterday, I emphasized the importance of understanding that your words have power, and I was warning you about the danger of negative speaking and wasting energy. Now, in the Old Testament book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21, we have the words, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Our words and our thoughts have incredible power, and since we were not trained to understand that, we throw our words about like they're worthless. Most of the time, the words we use are negative. We're often criticizing other people. We're criticizing each other. But even worse, we're often criticizing ourselves. We call ourselves names like idiot and stupid. Or we make negative comments about ourselves like, "She makes me sick," meaning we're declaring ourselves to be sick. This situation is killing me. Or, "I hate being around those people." Or, "I'll never get that job," or, "I never win anything." All those words you say so freely are actually being recorded by your subconscious, and your subconscious in turn transmits those words as commands out into the vibrating universe, and the vibrating universe responds by sending them back to you in terms of physical action, in terms of physical situations. Now, your subconscious does not know if you are joking, if you think you're joking, because your subconscious does not know what joking is. It only records and transmits, without judgment, records and transmits. Without any thinking about it, it records and transmits exactly what you're sending to it. So you must be, I advise you to be certain of what you're sending to your subconscious, because it is so important. So when you're feeling negative, you're probably tempted to speak in negative ways. But since you're much more powerful than you realize, and because your words are so much more powerful than you realize, speaking in a negative way can be detrimental to you, because it can boomerang back at you and bring negativity raining down upon you and your life. So if you don't want it, don't say it. Please click on the thumbs up button below, and if you haven't already done so, please choose to subscribe. Remember, I would love to hear your thoughts, your comments, your questions, anything you may want to share. Please use the chat box on the right side of the screen or the comment section below the video. I'd love to hear from you. Now, I reminded you yesterday that when you speak in negative terms, you're actually hurting yourself, because the negative energy will bounce back at you. Okay, today I want to go into the next step. How do you increase the power of your word in a positive way so that you gain greater benefit from the words you speak? First step is making your words more powerful by being aware of what is behind them. For instance, take the words, "I am." Now, in the Old Testament book of Exodus, in which Moses is told to free the people of Israel, remember, Moses asked God for its name, the name of God. The voice of God then instructs Moses. It says, "I am that I am." But it then instructs Moses to tell the people that "I am has sent me to you." "I am has sent me to you." "I am" is the name of God. It was considered blasphemy to utter the name of God back in the days of Israel, and it's still considered blasphemous in certain religions. People would actually get stoned for using it, but the old religions consider God as a separate being from us. Not true. God is not separate from us. We have evolved from that. We now know God as infinite intelligence. Infinite intelligence, and infinite intelligence is all there is. everything exists as a part of infinite intelligence, including us. We are individualized expressions of infinite intelligence. So what that Bible statement is telling us is that when we use the words I am, then we are invoking the creative power of infinite intelligence within ourselves. The words I am immediately and directly tap into the creative power of the universe. So whatever comes after those two words is empowered because the speaker has called upon the power of infinite intelligence. I am. Now some may discount what I just said because I am is a set of words they use all the time. I am, I am, I am. How can this be such a powerful set of words, they might say. I use them all the time. They don't seem to do anything for me. Well, first of all, most of us don't use those words specifically. What most of us say is I'm, apostrophe M, I apostrophe M. It's a contraction of the words I am. So instead of I am going to do this, we usually say I'm going to do this, I'm feeling this way, I'm tired, I'm angry. I'm is not I am. I'm is not I am. Secondly, just saying the words I am does not fully invoke its power. Using it every day actually drains it of its power because there's no intention behind it. There's nothing there. All we're doing is repeating words. That brings us to the next step in the process of invoking power, the power of your word. And that next step is intention. Intention. When you use the words on an everyday basis, there's no commitment behind it. It's a throwaway phrase. But when you stop and you add intention to it, you then give it the power of your intention. So what is intention? Well, intention is a commitment to carrying out an action or actions in the future. Intention involves mental activities such as planning, focus, and forethought. It also involves the application of emotional energy and commitment. So when you add intention to the use of I am, then you become aware of what you're doing and what you're saying. You're adding something to it. It is no longer just a throwaway term. It is now a tool. It is now a tool that adds power to what you are saying. Actually, intention is the key to so many things that have to do with power, both physical and spiritual. Intention is being conscious. Intention is paying attention. Intention is being focused. Intention is not being unconscious. We spend so much of our lives being unconscious that it's a wonder there's not more damage being done around us. People who are serious about getting results from their physical workouts, for example, they know that intention is such a big part of it. Because let's say you lift a weight. If you lift a weight without paying attention, then what you're doing is setting yourself up from injury. You're not going to get much benefit out of lifting the weight because you're not paying attention. And it's also likely you're going to hurt yourself because you're inattention. Your lack of attention means your muscles aren't ready to do what you're calling upon them to do. Intention. Without intention, you're going to get injured. So, let's do a quick review. 1, your words have power by virtue of the fact that you are an individualized expression of infinite intelligence. 2, your words have greater power when you use the word I am, because when you use those words, you are claiming your sovereignty and your inherent divinity directly into the power that creates the universe. I am taps you directly into the power that creates the universe. And 3, you amplify your power when you do it with intention, because then you are focused, then you are committing your energy to the action. Okay, now the next step to be positive. Even though you're not necessarily aware of it, your mind and your body and your electromagnetic field, your aura, are diminished when you express negative words. Positive words cause expansion. Negative words cause contraction. Now, the universe thrives on the open sharing or exchange of energy. We call it love. When people, animals, plants, or anything that exists is fed love, then there is a positive reaction. There is growth. There's expansion. On the other hand, when negative energy is directed at something or someone, there's a diminishing effect, a sort of drying up effect, a withering effect. That diminishing effect not only appears in the recipient of the negative energy, it also appears in the giver or speaker or transmitter of negative energy. So, people who continually project negative energy begin to show the effects in their demeanor, which is sour, or in their skin tone, which could be unhealthy, or in their health, which may be poor, or in their living environment, which may be deprived. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, repetition causes accumulation. So, while repeating negatives can bring on negative effects by accumulation, by the same token, repeating positives can build up positive accumulation and eventually be demonstrated on the physical plane. So what I mean by that is that even if you're an unhappy person, you can turn that around eventually by repeating a phrase like, I'm doing well, I'm having a good time, I feel okay, I feel good. Or here's one from the book known as The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. She said, I'm doing wonderful work and I am being paid in a wonderful way. I like that one. I am doing wonderful work and I am being paid in a wonderful way. Phrases like that said with intention and using the powerful phrase, I am, will eventually bring about positive results, even if you don't believe them when you start saying them. Those are called affirmations, and they work on a very powerful fact. The fact is you are actually retraining your subconscious when you do affirmations. Remember yesterday I told you that the subconscious is always recording and transmitting out into the vibrating universe. Always recording, always transmitting. Well, it's through your subconscious that a great deal of your communication, with the spiritual creative forces of the universe happen. So when you want to experience prosperity, for example, you can only achieve it if your subconscious is in alignment with you. If your subconscious is in agreement with your, there's a phrase learned from that I learned from the teachings of Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard says, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And your subconscious determines what you really are, who you really are. Because that is what you are always feeding to create your identity. You're feeding your subconscious whether you realize it or not. So, let's do a final review here. 1, your words have power by virtue of the fact that you are an individualized expression of infinite intelligence. 2, your words have greater power when you use the word I am, because when you use those words, you're claiming your sovereignty and your inherent divinity, thus tapping directly into the power that creates the universe. 3, you amplify your power when you do it with intention, because then you are focused and you are committing your energy to the action. And 4, retrain your subconscious to transmit positive by repeating positive commands even if you don't initially believe them. Remember, this is a cumulative thing, so repeating the positive commands over and over and over again, your subconscious is going to record them, and eventually the positive, which you feed it enough, the positive is going to overcome the negative. Remember, your subconscious mind is always recording. It is always transmitting. And your subconscious self is the truth of who you are. Your words have power. Remember the Bible passage that I shared with you yesterday from the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Remember, you have the power, and the power is in your words. Use them wisely. Let's close with prayer. Thank you, Infinite Intelligence, for bringing all of us together in this life so that we may become spiritual warriors and join in the work we have come here to do. Thank you, Infinite Intelligence, for bringing us into this space of awareness and a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship to life and infinite intelligence. Thank you for showing us who we really are. We open our minds and hearts to the truth of our being. We are the children of God. We are individualized expressions of infinite intelligence. And because we are part of the greater whole, we are beginning to understand our value to the continuity of life on this planet. As we become channels of your power, infinite intelligence, we can feel your presence within ourselves and within our lives more and more. We know that as we feel your presence within our lives every day, we will rise because we are no longer cut off from you by being immersed in the darkness of fear, anger, and the pain of unforgiveness. So we are now restoring our connection through the grace of forgiveness, knowing that as we learn to forgive ourselves for the pain we have caused to ourselves, and as we learn to forgive those who have inflicted pain upon us, our connections will grow stronger, and our lives will go happier and healthier and more prosperous. And for this, we are truly grateful. As above, so below. As within, so without. And so it is. Amen. Please remember to click on the thumbs up button below, and if you haven't already done so, please choose to subscribe to my broadcast. Remember, I would love to hear from you, your thoughts, your comments, your suggestions. So please use the comment section below the video. I want to thank you very much for watching today. I look forward to seeing you again soon. I am Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and this has been On the Wings of Your Mind.